Tami Roman is a star of The Real World and Basketball Wives, and she's now hosting Caught in the Act, Unfaithful, which is premiering July 18th on VH1. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here with you.
There is a twist to the show, which I don't think a lot of people are going to be expecting. Talk to us a little bit about how the confrontation is going to work and a little bit of what the show's all about.
Yeah, well, unlike the shows prior to us, we wanted to give people the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation. So we have an element where the suspicious lover gets to talk to the person's other lover and have a real conversation. And I think there's something valuable when people sit down and compare notes. A lot of times, women tend to feel like the other woman is at fault, when in actuality, she could be just as in the dark as you are about you. So we definitely wanted to give people the opportunity to just communicate with each other, to converse and, get some things out in the open. And sometimes that went the way we wanted it to go, and other times it went awry, but our hearts were in the right place.
Your hearts were in the right place. And, one of the persons called you, why did you bring Olivia Pope into my place of business, which I think is probably the best compliment you can get.
Yeah, I said, oh, okay, all right, yes. I'll take Olivia Pope because I'm handling things up in here.
You are handling things. Let's talk a little bit about that hard decision of whether to move on or to move forward, because obviously this is a conversation that the two people in the relationship first really have to sit down and talk about. Talk a little bit about that statement there.
Well, it's not an easy decision to make, right? And especially on the spot, which is what we're trying to get people to do. You've got the information, you've got the receipts, whatever they may be. How do you want to handle the rest of your life? And so, yes, no, that's definitely not an easy decision to make. But I think that the way our show is designed is we want people to be informed. We want people to have all of the information, you know what I mean? And have the receipts. And I think that a lot of times people don't have that, which is why they end up staying in situations that are detrimental and toxic. Once you get the knowledge is power. And that's what we're offering people. So I'm excited about it. I really am, Ryan.
And of course, not everybody can be on this show, but, when you start a new relationship, you come, to relationships sometimes with past trauma. You think about things that happened to you in the past, whether it was somebody who cheated on you or someone who was unfaithful or someone you suspected. But sometimes people do fall asleep before they're able to answer your text. Sometimes they do hang out with their family, but tell us a little bit about maybe when it should just be like, this is from the past, let it go, versus, this is something you should really investigate because something doesn't seem right.
Well, the truth of the matter is that, we all have baggage, we're all in line at the baggage claim, you know what I mean? And so quite naturally, our experiences are the vicissitudes of our life, right? They're the things that make us who we are. And so I don't want anybody to forget anything that they've gone through, because I think those are the elements that are special about you. What you have to learn how to do is navigate that Pandora's box, so that you're not just opening it up and letting it flood into every area of your life, which is why this is important. Investigation. We do that for you. We make sure that we provide you and arm you with ample information. So no, once you enter into a relationship and you go, he didn't answer my text. Oh my God, I think he's cheating. That's the baggage part of it, right? Here's Pandora's box. Everything he does now, he must be cheating. We don't want that. We want to give you the information. We want to give you the evidentiary proof. And once you have that, it's no longer baggage. It is the reality of your situation, and you've got to deal with that. Malcolm X said, don't be so blind that you do not deal with reality. Boom, there it is. We're opening your eyes.
What have you found, and not only in the first episode, but in the episodes coming, do most people want to work it out and just say, like, I made a misstep, I want to work it out? Because, what I've, kind of found in the episodes that I've seen so far is that someone has either made an investment. We get to see in the very first episode, someone, had a miscarriage of twins and, kind of holds that thought of starting, a family. And, sometimes people buy a house or, have a kid together or, make some other type of investment where, half of the party's like, I'm in this, we can make it work out. And the other half, you still kind of, you need to be 100% to make that move forward.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The majority of us, as we go through our life, we're kind of destined to repeat behaviors, values, morals, things that we were raised upon, right? So if, like you said, an investment, or you grew up in a household where you saw both parents and there may have been infidelity in your mother's stage, you're going to be destined to repeat that behavior because quite naturally, as humans, we love social contact, interaction. We all crave love. So you want things to work. I think what people need to understand is that until you actually have proper evidence, proper information, you're incapable of making proper decisions about the future of your life. And that's what Caught in the Act is giving people, the opportunity to have the knowledge. So, for me, yes, there is investments in certain scenarios on this show, but does the investment outweigh the amount of self-love you should have for yourself as you talk about your future and the things you really want? And if there's proof that this person is a certain type of way and they're not going to change, they're not going to do the work, they've already shown you who they are, then you need to move on. And that's typically my advice to people. Once somebody shows you who they are, believe them, because they're telling you the truth. They're giving you a front row seat to who they are. However, there are moments, like in my situation where I had two daughters, there was infidelity, and I tried to work it out. And I do try to look at things from that aspect when I'm dealing with other couples, giving them both sides of the coin. But you can't deal with making proper decisions when you only know one side of the coin.
Exactly. Well, we can't wait to watch. Tami, thank you so much for your time today. Caught in the Act, Unfaithful, premiering July 18th on
Yes.
VH1.